My brother has been lying about my life to my conservative, estranged parents, made a fake Instagram. Help. We have a 15 male brother and a 25 male OP. Original post July 30th, 2019, posted in r/relationship advice. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. If you don't know, Jehovah's Witnesses are extremely conservative to an insane degree. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter, if that makes sense. And my parents were not lax or exceptions for my children type. Extremely devout people. And I'm gay. When I was 16, I was outed horribly by my sister, who found some gay porn that I didn't delete from my computer history. My family, of course, flipped out and demanded I either seek conversion therapy or get out. Luckily for me, my aunt had also defected from the church, so I was able to move in with her. Far away. My parents and sister immediately wanted nothing to do with me, but my brother was 6. He was too young to really grasp what was going on and had no phone or social media or anything, so I couldn't contact him. I honestly just assumed he drank the same Endisnai Kool-Aid and never sought him out. Earlier this year, I got a message from him on Facebook. It was a gigantic apology for not saying goodbye properly and that he really wanted me back in his life. Clicking through his profile, I didn't see any Jehovah's Witness proselytizing like my sisters. I gotta look up this word. I've never seen this fucking word a day in my life, chat. The action of attempting to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another. You learn something new every day, chat. Just pics of him and his friends being normal teens. I was beyond happy. I messaged him back. We FaceTimed, cried. He caught me up a little in his life and I caught him up a little in mine. And from there, we started texting regularly. I am very, very happy about all this, but he was still living under my parents' roof and was still heavy in Jehovah's Witness culture. I was nervous about this. He always reaffirmed that he only called/texted when he wasn't in the house or around other Jehovah's Witnesses, and reaffirmed that he thought the church was awful. Last week, something weird happened. I got an email from my mother. It was a picture from a recent Dells trip she had taken with my family and another Jehovah's Witness family. Years of no contact. Then this. What the fuck? I spent days talking this out with my friends before it occurred to me that my brother might have something to do with this. I brought up the email to my brother when I called him yesterday, barely hinting at my suspicions at all, and he unloaded. He had been lying to my parents. He said that I contacted him apologizing and was desperate to get back in contact with the witnesses again, but was too ashamed. But the kicker is he made a fake Instagram to show them. He plucked all the G-rated pictures from my various social medias and filled it in with captions about how devout I am, how happy I am to have refound God's light, etc. He had taken pictures of me and my best friend Julie and added captions like the love of my life, my bride-to-be, etc. Like, holy shit. He seemed already remorseful of this ploy, but that he was in too deep to stop now. Now he didn't say as much, but the obvious implication here is that he thought he could get my family back together, but this isn't a fucking sitcom or the Birdcage. He's catfishing his very emotionally unstable and religious zealot parents into thinking their F-slur outcast son was reconverting. I have no intentions of being in their life ever again, but I'd like to remain in my brother's life, and I don't want this incident to scare him off or sever the small bits of contact we have now. So what do? I will not be contacting my parents, nor will I pretend to be straight. Obviously, I need to tell him to close the account and stop talking about me to them. But what else, if anything? I'm a little stumped here, chat. I don't know what to do, because, like, maybe you guys won't agree with this, but, like, I really don't blame this 15-year-old kid who just, like, wants his family to be back together. Like, is it a stupid move? Yes. Should he do it? No. It's not like he was, like, doing this to, like, make OP's life worse. Or maybe he was. I don't know. But he genuinely was like, I want my family to be back together. Like, I don't think this is no contact worthy with the brother, because this is all just coming from, like, he just wants his family to get along, which I think any 15-year-old or any kid of a family would want. I like to think a 14 or 15-year-old kid still doesn't know the intricacies of certain things that you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. From my last video, people clearly did not agree with that. People were like, no, fuck it. A 14-year-old should have all the knowledge about everything in this world ever. Don't agree with that. I'm not trying to discount that this maybe is malicious, but what I'm saying is I'd like to give this 15-year-old the benefit of the doubt. If you grow up in a cult, manipulation is natural. That's a good point too, kid. It just sounds like some dumb shit a kid would do. Like, he never put it together. He was just like, I want my family to be together. Oh my God, guys, is the music playing right now? Has it been playing this whole time? Fuck you guys. I can't believe I left the music on. Brother, not worth it. No offense, but it feels icky what he pulled off to this stunt to fake an account. Nah. Are we really going to expect a kid who grew up in basically a cult to be able to know what he should or shouldn't do? Me personally, I want to go with no. I think for me, it's because I want the happy ending of like the brother realized what he did was wrong and it really stemmed from him wanting to leave his family, and then he goes and lives with the aunt and him and the brother live happily ever after. I guess maybe that's where I'm coming from here, is like I'd like to see the happy ending. All religions are technically cults. That's a hot take, Nightshade. I do not disagree with you. We have a commenter who said he's still in a cult and is trying to drag you back in. I would not be surprised if your parents put him up to that. I'm sorry, but you have to cut them off if you want to remain safe from them. Report the copycat Instagram and have it taken down. Me personally, I want to talk to him first, but you know what? I didn't even consider this. This could be the case. OOP, that was one of my first thoughts, but I don't know. He seemed very genuinely engaged with my life in a way that didn't seem coaxed/trained. He also had pictures with friends in gay pride flag shirts and has talked about going to parties, drinking, smoking weed, Marvel movies, etc. The internet seemed to connect him away from the cult as it did for me. Plus, if this was some elaborate ruse, why would he make the fake Instagram in the first place? Also, if me barely coaxing exposed everything, my brother clearly can't lie well. This makes a lot of sense to me. I'm back on the give him the benefit of the doubt train. Top comment, maybe he wants grounds to escape to you. Look, bro's all fixed. I can go visit him during the summer without being banished. I don't think it was a ploy to drag you back in because he wasn't trying to convert you. He was trying to deceive them. If this could help him have a sane and safe outlet, that'd be great. He may also really miss you and just wish you could be unbanished. But you obviously should not have to put on an act to go home. Entirely, fuck that. But the poor kid is trapped and odd coping mechanisms are to be expected, really. Thank you. I feel like this is exactly what I was trying to say, but maybe didn't put out there, is like kids have weird coping mechanisms with things. I'm most curious about what his intentions were. The update, August 2nd, 2019, about 3 days after the original post. I'd like to specifically thank user/myman for his comment, which is the comment we just read, which suggested that this was not him trying to rope me back in, but him trying to escape the cult. You were exactly right. Today we talked for the first time since our conversation. He took down the Insta after our conversation, which I hadn't noticed at the time of writing the post, haha, and I gently asked why exactly he did this. He's 15, so he didn't quite have the language to say, I'm being abused and need to leave the Jehovah's Witness. What he said instead was that mom and dad are crazy and he's become disillusioned with the cult. He even used the word cult. He still believes in God and wants to explore different sects of Judeo-Christianity. My hometown is a small place in the Midwest and everyone knows who the Jehovah's Witnesses are. They're like those people. So he couldn't covertly go to another service without someone recognizing him and it getting back to my parents. His motive was pretty much what user/myman said. He said he wants to visit, hang out, and explore the religions around Chicago, but the only way my parents would allow him to leave town is if they knew exactly where he was, who he was with the whole time, etc. So in his head, propping me up as converted was the only way to make it happen. I told him I was completely uncomfortable with that and that my relationship with my parents is over. He apologized and pretty much already knew the logistical problems. I think this was a very maturing ordeal for him. I established myself as a lifeline. I told him that if it ever gets too much, I will pay for his train ticket and he can stay with me for as long as he likes, even moving in for the remainder of high school. And I mean it. I have enough space and my aunt will help with childcare/extra expenses. He seemed apprehensive, but the thought's out there and he now seems comfortable enough to vent about the church/my parents/my crazy ass sister directly. Unrecognized hero of the story is this aunt, by the way. What a fucking goated aunt to not only save OP, but be willing to also help save this brother. As for my parents, I just told him to cold turkey stop talking about me if they ask, and this was suggested by Julie, my bride-to-be. He will tell them that I might have refound Christianity, but I have no intentions to return to the Watchtower and that he stopped talking to me. Leaving Jehovah's Witness for any reason is grounds for excommunication. And I put my actual Insta on private in case they go looking. They might think I'm not gay, might now have the sliver of hope that I'll return to them, but that's honestly not my fucking problem. And for the guys who suggested this was a honeypot, no 15-year-old can act this well. He's so full of love and kindness, and as fucked up as his plan was, it was at the end of the day because he is panicking in a toxic environment. Thank you all again. My brother is back in my life and I now have the means to help him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is one relevant comment and it's a downvoted commenter. Pretty sure I'll be downvoted for this, but it's lame as hell that you won't go along with it just so your brother can have somewhere safe to go when he needs to. No one said you need to be best buddies with your parents again, and them having kicked you out for any reason is a good reason to not have to befriend them. OOP responded, the logistical problems are insurmountable. What if instead of sending a 15-year-old alone on a trip with a previously gay son, they all take a trip? What if they try to contact me? Meet my wife? Again, this isn't the birdcage, and the point of the birdcage is that you can't hide who you are, even if it's too earnestly to help a loved one. I just don't see a world where playing along actually works. I don't see a scenario where they don't fully vet OP and send their son away with him for the summer. I think it ended up as best as it possibly could, though. I think the only thing better that could maybe happen is the brother should just up and leave if possible. Fuck these parents. OP spent half of their life hiding themselves. It's unfair to expect them to do it again. I agree. I also just think it's dumb. Like, that is not a ruse that you could keep up. It would require so much energy. I think you're just better off like playing it the way that you're playing it.